An art channel, but I don't necessarily watch art videos on YouTube. I love to watch a good conspiracy theory video. I love Shane Dawson, Kendall Ray, all-time conspiracies, videos like that. Now what better way to combine my two interests of art and mystery? So today I bring to you my very first art conspiracy video. So without further ado, let's start the conspiracies. The first thing I want to talk about is the Mandela effect. And for those of you who don't know, it's this weird phenomenon that's been going on all across the world. It affects people of different ages, all over the country, different races, sexes, everything. And what it is that literally hundreds of thousands of people who have never met before all have these exact same memories of the same thing. And the weird thing is that it's not just like this vague, oh, I kind of remember that. It's, no, I clearly remember this. So I'm going to give you a few examples of the Mandela effect. And these are the most famous ones that affect the most people. Alright, so I'm going to show you a picture and tell me the name of these bears. A lot of people, including myself, remember them as the Berenstain Bears. That's right, the Berenstain Bears. You know, that really popular children's book that I used to read all the time. But apparently, it's never been called the Berenstain Bears. It's always been Berenstain Bears. Now this is the Mandela effect that really blows people's minds. Like, this is happening on a very large scale. Literally hundreds of thousands of people who have never met before are remembering in the exact same way, with the exact same spelling, exact same way of saying it. And a lot of times people will say, well, that's just bad memory, or people just won't remember it, but this is happening on a massive, massive scale. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing that's been going on. There are some art-themed Mandela effects. The Mona Lisa. Everybody remembers the Mona Lisa. Everybody knows the Mona Lisa. It's the most famous painting of them all. I remember growing up, the Mona Lisa was so intriguing because you couldn't tell if she was frowning, if she had a straight face, or if she was smiling. Thus, Mona Lisa smile. That's why it was so interesting, because you could never tell. Well, apparently now, the Mona Lisa has a full-on smirk. That smirk just does not look right to me. And it just kind of boggles my mind when you think about the Mona Lisa smile, but she obviously is smiling. Why would that create a mystery? I think about all those times in my past, and maybe you have too, where you hear about the Mona Lisa and how intriguing she is, that she doesn't have a full-on smile. Is she even smiling at all? It's so intriguing, but now she has a very clear smirk on her face. Next up, we're going to talk about the Thinker, a very famous sculpture of a man in a thinking position. Now, before I show you the picture, I want you just to real quick recreate the face of the Thinker. He's thinking naked, gray sculpture. You know, it's the Thinker. But apparently, the Thinker has never done this. Always had his hand completely open, like this. Like, how weird does that look? Like, that doesn't imply thinking. When people think, they think like this. They think like this. They don't think like this. Isn't that so weird that his hand is like in a very uncomfortable position for this sculpture to have to sit there and look at a guy do this? Like, how weird is that? I don't know. I clearly remember the Thinker like this. Let me know if you do too. The next infamous painting we're going to talk about is a little controversial because it has all kinds of things that people are remembering when it comes to this painting. And that painting is American Gothic. You know that picture of that old man right next to the lady, and they have a pitchfork, and the lady's just kind of there, and they're looking into the camera, and there's a house in the background. It's kind of like 1800s style, maybe 1920s, around that area. You know the picture. Apparently, people are remembering all sorts of things wrong with this painting. The first one is, why is he wearing a suit? It's just kind of weird because a lot of things we see, he's wearing overalls. The next one is the lady next to him. Everybody remembers that old lady. Well, apparently she's not an old lady, she's his daughter, and she's a young lady. The next thing is that the young lady we just talked about is looking off to the side. People don't remember her looking off to the side. The painting does look a little off to me. I don't know exactly what it is. What do you guys think? Does it look right to you? Let me know down below. So yeah, that was the Mandela effect. Just a really weird phenomenon that's been going on now. Now I want to jump really deep into the rabbit hole, and I want to talk about everyone's favorite conspiracy, aliens. One thing to note is the Egyptians were really smart. They had a lot of interesting ways of doing things that in other civilizations they didn't do yet. Like, they were so advanced for their times, it's absolutely amazing. But archaeologists have found some really weird things when it comes to the hieroglyphs. Now, what I'm about to show you is 100% real. These are actual hieroglyphs from the ancient times. These are not photoshopped, these are absolutely 100% real. Sorry if I'm about to butcher the names, but the first temple of Seti. While looking through the temple, archaeologists have found something that looks a lot like an alien spaceship, a helicopter, and a jet fighter. Take a look. Yeah, I know, and this is from 5,000 years ago. How did they know exactly what a helicopter looked like, an airplane looked like, and a jet fighter looked like? Just so weird to me how they are actually spot on. There are a lot of theories that come as to why the Egyptians have this. Did they see something they weren't supposed to? Were they visited by another being? Was there time travel? We don't know. There's one theory that's, oh, well, it's just an overlay that they just filled it in and redid it and it's just an illusion. While looking into my research, I found that Egyptians would actually take the blocks out and replace them if there was a mistake. So it's just kind of weird that that one specifically is a mistake. It's an illusion. It's just an overlay, because that's not typically what Egyptians did with their behavior. You know what I'm saying? They would replace it. It's just weird that that one they wouldn't replace. Another thing is that all three of these look like aircrafts. All three of them are an air theme. If this was a coincidence, if this was an illusion, like what are the chances of that coincidence? What are the chances that it looks exactly like an aircraft? That's just too much for me. If you believe that is just an illusion, that it is just an overlay, then they re-went over it. Take a look at this. Oh my god! Tell me that does not look like an straight up alien. No, it's just kind of weird. Maybe the aliens did get help from another world. I don't know. And there is one last picture that I'm going to show you that depicts an actual straight up alien spaceship. Like, what? That is like straight up what we in today's modern society think as a spaceship. It's weird because all the other hieroglyphs around this image are immaculate. They are perfect. People know what they mean. But this doesn't, nobody knows. Nobody knows what it means. Nobody knows what it came from. It's just weird. Now, the last image I am going to show you is from the 15th century. So keep in mind, there were no lights, there were no antennas, there were no metal spaceships flying around, there were no helicopters back then. This is from the 15th century. Now, this is the Madonna with Saint Giovanni. Now, this image is the Madonna with Saint Giovanni. Sorry if I got that wrong. Giovanni. Look at this image. It looks like a totally normal piece of art from that period, but if you look closer and zoom in, you might find something a little weird. Yeah, that's right, that is a straight up alien spaceship and a guy and his dog looking up at the spaceship. and that spaceship has lights, it has antennas, and it's just weird because there was nothing that I don't think in that time that they would have any comprehension of what an antenna would be or what lights were, especially ones like that advanced, flying in the sky. I don't know, it's just really weird to me that that looks so incredibly accurate to what we think an alien spaceship is. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. If you would like to see another video like this, let me know. I'll be back soon with some more art tutorials, and I will see you next video. Bye!